Good morning, folks. Happy Friday. So I am in the trailer bright and early, showered, try to wake up because today's D-Day. We are taking out ripVANwinkle on its maiden voyage down to Long Beach. So, with that being said, there's a couple more things we need to do this morning. Ryan's actually still on a call. He's technically on a day off. He took the day off as well, but I think this call he really wanted to be in, so he's going to be in that call. In the meantime, I shall fill the fridge and freezer with necessities like alcohol and maybe some cheese. We turned it on overnight, so now it's nice and cool. And then later on, I shall fill the closets with our clothes for the weekend. And now we're really at bingo fuel. The part that was supposed to come for the dryer, because it's been broken for like 2 weeks now, got lost, so we had to reorder them. So we're moving into 3 weeks of laundry, and I'm actually leaving the whole of next week, Monday, bright and early. So I don't know where I'm gonna get my clothes. So anyway, we shall do that. Ryan still has some stuff that needs to be sorted out here. Just wires and stuff that need to get done. So once that is done, I will put all the plates back, and I think we should get going. One of the things that we need to do is find I guess like a parking lot, an empty space where it's really flat, so we can level out the rig before we take it on the freeway, because we do not want that to take off on the 405. So just a couple things for me to do this morning, and then I'll just wait for Ryan and see however I can help. But before I do any of that, we shall need some coffee and donuts, I think. So I'm gonna go get some. I'll be back in a bit. Are you nervous?
I think that's the right feeling.
Well, what is the test where they have to make sure what the baseboard is before they test if everybody, you know, what, like a lie detector test, right? They ask for your name first, things that they know.
Baseline.
A baseline.
Yeah.
On a normal day that isn't pulling a trailer, what's your baseline of nervousness anyways? A 5?
Probably a 2.
No way. You don't think you worry about most things?
I guess.
So about
5.
So, okay, let's say your baseline is 5 on a normal day. What is it today?
For the whole day, probably a 9.
The whole day? Not until we just park the car?
No, I mean the highest part of the day would be a 9.
Oh, I thought you said the whole day. Like,
Yeah, out of the whole day. There might be 5s and 2s and 4s in there, but it's definitely going to be a 9.
oh, I thought because it's like 10 o'clock tonight, till 10 o'clock tonight, you'll be on a 9.
No.
Well, what do you think is going to go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? So I've been on trailers, but always as a guest. Like, I just show up and I stay and I leave. You have been in trailers pretty much as a kid.
Yeah.
Good, bad, and ugly experiences. You've had it all.
Well, the nice thing about this is if shit goes really bad, at least it won't sink.
Yeah, but could it kill people in the freeway?
Yeah, but
Can we get the same sentence as a drunk driver?
no one's going to drown today, is what I'm saying.
But somebody can die.
Yeah, I'm dying today.
I know, but what have our chances increased today? Or
No, I don't think so.
manslaughter, has it increased today?
No.
So there's nothing to worry about.
No.
Alright, so Ryan gave it a quick wash because there are apparently some RV parks that won't let you in if they think that your RV's too old. Kind of destroys the scenery of a trailer park, which I thought was kind of odd, but gave it a good wash down. And we are now ready to go. I think Ryan's just getting some ice. And in here, just wanted to show how it's going to look like when it's we're about to move. So if you remember, we had some kind of decor there for the entryway. That's all in a bag, which I put under there so it doesn't move. Everything that's on top of the counter goes into this sink. We have the wrong hand dishwashing liquid thing. I guess it was for our foaming dispenser, but I just wanted to use it up, so that's that. Our fridge temperature, and that's just the temperature right now. I think everything else is bolted down. We have food. We have clothes. And this is storage where I didn't even try to pack everything. So we definitely have more than enough storage when we go on our trip. We have plates, all sorts of glasses, snacks. We're expecting some friends to drop by later, so I brought some disposable plates because really in reality we only have service for 4. I'm not going to open the fridge because I want that to cool down. We have the medicine cabinet packed, toilet paper, and shut that. Most important thing is we have some alcohol there, and underneath is even more alcohol, and there's also alcohol in the fridge. Okay, so time check is 12:30, and we still need to look for a parking lot to level the trailer with the van. And Ryan says it's going to take a couple of hours, which I'm hoping not. Once that's done, we go straight down to the RV park in Long Beach. Check-in was between 2 to 7, so I think we have more than enough time to check in. We're going to have a problem if we get closer to 7. We're not anywhere near Long Beach yet. So I think this is as prepared as we can get this going, and now we just have to get going. So 12:30, let's see what happens between now and then.
I can say this. I don't give a fuck.
Well, good. I feel
Can
bad.
you tilt that outside mirror down just a little bit? Oh, it's too far. Way too far. I just looked down at just a hair. Is that okay?
There we go, we made it. Changed.
Okay. Turn the water on? Oh shit, the water's on. Can you turn the water on?
Hello from an RV park here in Long Beach. So yes, we made it. We survived day one. There wasn't a whole lot of glitches day one overall. Maybe just the weight distribution hitch took a little bit longer than expected. Then we hit traffic a little bit, and then as soon as we got down, we had some friends waiting for us already, so there wasn't a whole lot of time to vlog as soon as we got to the RV park. Now, the RV park that we're staying this weekend is just down in Long Beach. Like I said, we used to live here, so we're pretty familiar with the area. And it's $80 a night, complete hookups, and internet was pretty good. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos yesterday and Netflix as well. So overall, you know, we used our barbecue grill. That was kind of fun to grill some steaks. We had a ton of alcohol. Our friends were very sweet to give us a couple of games. One of them was bocce ball, so we played. We found an empty slot over there and just started playing bocce balls, and he gave us a couple other things, which was very sweet for our trip. So yeah, it was a fairly good night. It was a fairly relaxing night. Again, it was a little bit rushed. I wish I had you know, about an hour to settle in, but you know, it's all good. I figured that this is what's going to be. You know, you have no time limit. There's no really set schedule for whatever. So that was good. We ended the night around 10:30. One of the rules that they sort of give you when you check in is sort of quiet time, like between 8 to 10. But around 8:30, I noticed that everybody sort of shuts down already. Like, it's very quiet. You see a few people grilling here and there, but not a whole lot. Like, it's very quiet. People have their privacy windows up already. So you know, I don't know if that's normal or just here, but we were kind of like, you know, I sleep fairly early nowadays, but not at 8:30. So that was sort of new. And then bright and early this morning, about 7 o'clock, you can hear people kind of milling around. So yeah, it was an early night. Ryan is a little bit in pain today because one of our friends who came over brought some Japanese whiskey, and I think that hit him a little too hard, or maybe he hit it too hard last night. So he basically passed out about 11 o'clock, and normally he sleeps it off the next day. It's a bit of a hangover. So we woke up around 7:30, and we were both kind of hungry because, you know, we were just eating junk last night. So we made I brought the leftover corned beef. We made some corned beef and rice. He has some orange juice, and normally after a couple of hours of that, he's fine. He's still a bit struggling right now. So while I go and I take a drive out, he is gonna take a shower and try to see if that will fix it. So let's go get my coffee, and maybe I'll walk around later when I get back and sort of, you know, videotape vlog around what's around here. Again, to me, it just kind of looks like trailers and motorhomes, but you know, this is my first time living. But overall, ripVANwinkle did great. The trailer, Adonis, the truck did fantastic. So we couldn't have planned this any better if we could. Yeah, there's a couple of hitches, but nothing too major that we didn't make it down here. So great start to the weekend. I think we have officially kicked off our cross-country journey, so that is exciting. And before I continue, yappity yappity yap, let's go get our coffee. don't have to though. Like, I want you to feel better by tonight.
Their chandelier is so cool. Suited for the night. They have a little light. It's really cool.
Maybe that's what he does when he sits upstairs. It's okay.
Put some wine in here. First meal in another.
Hey guys, good morning. So we are ending our maiden voyage trip right now. Ryan's outside kind of unhooking everything that needs to be unhooked. And my job inside is to make sure that everything is stable when we drive back home. So we just got up a couple hours ago. We made breakfast and we're just gonna hit the road. It's a bit gloomy outside and my asthma is kicking in a little bit because of the humidity. So while we are waiting for Ryan, I figured we'll look back on how this whole weekend maiden voyage trip went. Sort of reflections on this weekend. The goal definitely was, especially on the weekend, I wanted to be able to do as much as I would do at home on the weekend. I make breakfast on the weekends, which I did 2 days, and for lunch I made lunch, we ate outside. So you know, I think in such a small space, at least for both of us, it's fairly crucial that everything in its place, in a place for everything, because it can get fairly cluttered pretty quickly if you don't that's random. If you don't pay attention to it, right? So that's definitely. Oh, and I had to go run and get a broom because it started getting really grimy on the floor. So I got one of those Swiffer things to work on. But you know, overall, I don't know if this it's always going to be like this, but we couldn't have planned this as good as it went through this weekend. So I think this officially starts living in a trailer, and timing wise, we're having a going away party next weekend with our friends and family. It's sort of the big reveal of the trailer, because we've been talking about it for a while. So they're all coming to the house, and really after that weekend, the goal is to pack the house completely and leave everything in the garage, whatever can fit in the garage, and then we're just going to live in the trailer until the house sells. As soon as the house sells, we'll have the container pick it up, and the reason for that is that they're charging around $700 a month to store it, which I thought was a little bit ridiculous, and in the Philippines it's like $500, so it's not any cheaper. So I mean, push comes to shove, we have those options. I just don't want to exercise it right now if we don't have to, because, you know, for storing, that's a lot of money. So, I think that is it. I think, you know, again, we couldn't have planned this any better. There was a few, again, hitches and glitches. The alarm was going off. Maybe the water heater had to be tuned in. The bathroom light kind of went out. But I don't think anything that would, you know, stop us from living in it again. So, very excited. More so that it felt very natural. I wasn't modifying my weekend behavior that much. And, you know, since this is going to be our full-time house, I definitely wanted to get sort of a comfort level. So I'm sure this is not going to be the end of it. I think that as we go along, there's going to be a lot of tweaking and learnings to be done. But this weekend was a success. So I am super excited. I hope you guys are too, because now the real fun begins of you know, vlogging and living the life in the trailer. So happy Sunday to all of you, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.